And all these neuropeptides go into your bloodstream, and the reason they go into your bloodstream is because this is your heart telling your brain how to react and what to do, to get the thought process happening in this way, with this intent. You see? And so now we get to the brain, what the brain does with these neuropeptides and how they work and how the brain reads these neuropeptides. But before we get into that, it's important to understand that depression and stress and fear are also very deep emotions, and they also produce neuropeptides. So anyway, so we get to the brain. Now the heart produces these neuropeptides. It sends them to the brain with a little coded message on them. And your brain reads this message by receptors that it has on the surface of the brain cells that read the neuropeptides. They read the message in the neuropeptides. Like I said, it's like food, you know. Your brain gets this information and it manifests that reality. If you're in a state of fear, it will manifest a fear reality for you. If you are in a state of joy, it will manifest that reality for you. This is how it works. When you are experiencing what you love most, you might be in the forest, you might be spending time with your child, you might be spending time with the person that you love. You could be doing any one of any number of things, but when you are in that state of love, that warm, fuzzy feeling, that is neuropeptides that your heart is producing, your brain is consuming, and that is the reality that your brain is manifesting. Because the neuropeptides act as food for your brain, and your brain needs neuropeptides in order to manifest reality and in order to even know what that reality is, based on the emotional content of the neuropeptides. Your brain is addicted to neuropeptides, so you, as a physical being in this reality controlled by your brain, are therefore addicted to your emotions. Every single biological computer that is every single human being on this planet is quite literally addicted to its emotions, because without that emotional content, without that emotional input to the brain, there could be no reality. It is the neuropeptides produced by the heart that give the brain the food that it needs to create reality. Now, looking further at the brain, what we see is that every second, millions of brain cells die off in your brain. And you might ask, why? Why do we shed so many brain cells and new brain cells are born? Why do we shed millions of brain cells a second? And it's because reality changes second by second. Reality changes in fractions of seconds. But each one of these brain cells has neuropeptide receptors, and your emotional state changes second by second, minute by minute, millisecond by millisecond, and you are creating reality through the emotions that you're feeling, whether you're aware of these emotions or not. Even just through your perceptions of what reality is. This is what is helping create your reality. This all generates neuropeptides. This is all emotional content, no matter how subliminal it may be. You might sit there and think, oh, I'm not feeling any emotion at all. But on a deeper level you are. The beliefs that you have of reality when you look around you, your opinion of yourself, your opinion of the room that you're in, your opinion of the chair that you're sitting on, all of these things affect reality, affect your perception of what reality is. So the brain sheds millions of brain cells per second, and in doing so it sheds millions of neuropeptide receptors per second. And it judges what the main neuropeptide of your bloodstream is, and it produces more brain cells to replace those old brain cells, but these new brain cells have more receptors for those particular neuropeptides that there are most of in your bloodstream. You see what's going on here? We have more receptors, now we can consume more neuropeptides, now we can make more of that reality. Now you might be a person who is depressed a lot. You might be a person who's in fear a lot, who worries a lot, who's stressed a lot. And you go to bed one night and you think, okay, I'm going to make a change in my life here. I'm not going to be stressed anymore. I'm not going to be depressed anymore. I'm going to be happy from now on. And you get up the next morning and you try to be happy. You genuinely try to be happy. But within half an hour of getting up, you find out that you're stressed again. And if you're not stressed, things will start happening to you in the world to make you stressed. You'll start drawing that energy to you, and things will end up making you stressed, and you'll end up having a stressful day. You'll end up having a depressed day. And you think, no matter what I try to do, I can't seem to maintain this state of happiness. Why is that? And it's because your brain is addicted to neuropeptides. But it's addicted to a certain type of neuropeptides because, as I explained before, you have millions of brain cells die off every second. And the new brain cells that are born will have more receptors for whichever particular neuropeptide it's used to consuming. More food, better reality. So, if you're a stressful person, remember you've got billions and billions of brain cells. You know, we have millions die off per second, but there are still billions of others. So, if you're the sort of person that is used to being depressed or stressed or just in generally a bad mood, then you might get up and think, okay, I'm going to be really happy and really positive today, but within a half an hour of getting up, you start to attract all this stress to yourself because your brain is saying, where's my food? Where is my food? You have been feeding me these neuropeptides for the last 20 years. What's this new stuff you're bringing me? What's this happiness stuff? I don't have receptors to assimilate this information. So brain cells start to die off, and new brain cells are formed with more receptors for that happy information. They're trying to keep up. These new brain cells are trying to keep up with the receptors. We've got to get this happy information. What's this new neuropeptide we're getting? But after half an hour, the other 100 billion brain cells are all saying, no, where's our stress? Where's our neuropeptides? Where's our food? And they make sure that you get stressed or you get depressed or you get angry or whatever it is you're used to getting, because that's the food that they need to create reality. So what you have to do is you have to trick your brain. You have to trick your brain into thinking that you're happy, so it produces more happy neuropeptide receptors so that it gets addicted to those neuropeptides. You see, folks, we are all addicted to our emotions, and we are all going to remain addicted to our emotions. Addiction may be the wrong word, but we all depend on our emotions in order to create reality. So what we need to do is to select which emotions we choose to depend on. See, that's the key to the whole thing, folks. It's understanding that your emotions literally do serve as food for your brain. And this is what your brain uses to create reality. So you have to choose which emotions your brain is going to crave. We are all addicted to our emotions. And there are certain little tricks and certain little games you can play to ensure that your body is going to crave the correct emotion. You can kind of train it, folks, so you can trick it. You're not going to be able to just suddenly make yourself feel happy, but you can trick your brain into producing more happiness and more positive neuropeptide receptors. Now, when you're a child and you were particularly sad at some time, we've probably all heard our mothers tell us to just smile and everything will be okay. And there's some very profound wisdom in that advice. And you can try this now. If you turn the corners of your mouth up, simply say you're smiling. Do it right now. Just turn the corners of your mouth up and make a smile. That action, the action of your muscles pushing the corners of your mouth up, tricks your heart into thinking that you're happy. And you can feel it. When you turn the corners of your mouth up, you can feel it. You can feel a rush of something go up your back, a tingling sensation. You can feel something go into your bloodstream. These are neuropeptides. These go to your brain and tell your brain that you're happy. Your brain has to start producing more of these receptors. So if you sit there and whenever you think about it during the day, just turn the corners of your mouth up. Just do this all the time. Even practice smiling for a few minutes at a time. Do little exercises, smile yoga or something. Go to laugh yoga. Some people go to laugh yoga. They go to classes where they just sit there and laugh for an hour. It's amazingly good for you folks, because this tricks your body into believing that you're happy, because it's all muscular, you see. It's all physical stuff. All the neuropeptides, everything that's produced by your heart into your bloodstream, this is all physical, tangible matter. This is all stuff, and it's all affected on a physical level. So you can affect this stuff in your body through control of your muscles. When you're laughing and you're smiling and you're joking around and acting as though you're happy, even if you're not, you're going to trick your brain into thinking that you are. So it's going to produce more receptors for that neuropeptide,